Hi, this is the video for Monday, December 7th, 11th grade English. This is a nice quick little video because we had a quick little class due to the delay. This is the very beginning of the 7th chapter that we're talking about today. And I'm starting by just telling you the topic of today is Maddie finds Tom Chaney. That happens in the book today. But I don't feel like I'm giving anything away because it happens on like the very first page of today's reading, the first page of chapter 7. So that's where we're going with today's class, and that's where we're ending, because as you can see, your stem here is Maddie finds Chaney. So that's what I want you to write about today. This whole week, we're finishing the book. The goal is to finish the book by the end of class or end of the day on Wednesday, so that Thursday we can start the film. Our term is flashback, and then I'm going to show you a new kernel sentence writing construction. So let's get into that. First, opening up your big Google Doc to write the definition for today, flashback. Flashback is just a word to describe what you probably naturally know. It's when the story from the character's past comes into the present. Usually, we learn about a character's past because they're telling a story. This happened to me years ago, or once upon a time, this happened. Sometimes, especially in film, you'll actually see a flashback. It'll cut back to another part of that person's life, and that is the flashback. Actually, True Grit, the movie we'll watch starting Thursday, begins with a flashback. It begins with Maddie's father lying on the ground, having been killed. And that is the flashback for Maddie to that experience. Chapter 6 is full of flashbacks. Rooster tells endless stories in chapter 6, and they're all a kind of flashback. So that's the term for today. Go into my slide for that, but it's not anything really more special than what I just told you. This is all an attempt to characterize someone and give us a little bit more information about their characterization. So we have these characters, they're fully fleshed out by now. And in this part of the book, Maddie, LaBeef, and Rooster are camped out right near the bandits, including Tom Chaney, hoping to see and seize Tom Chaney. Like I said, make the goal for you this week to be to finish the book. Today, you'll read to 83% in your book, right until the sentence, "My mind was filled with anxiety." And it's first person, so we know Maddie will say this. My mind, she writes, was filled with anxiety. So something happens after she meets Tom Chaney, and that's what you'll find out. The stem is Maddie finds Chaney, not Maddie finds him. And it's a new kind of stem. It's a kernel sentence. So I'll explain what that is. A kernel sentence is a small, tight sentence that I give you. It'll be complete. And your task is to expand it as much as you can. So I might write something like, "It started snowing." You could expand it to say, "It started snowing this morning around 6 a.m. That would be an expansion of my kernel sentence. Ideally, though, I want you to expand it as much as you can. This is your opportunity to open up the sentence using some of the things that you've learned in this class. You could write, "When I walked to collect the trash can from the curb this morning, comma, I saw that it started snowing." This is a construction from the first weeks of class when we wrote when statements, when this happens, comma, this. Maybe you can include one of those, or a because but so, or a whenever although since, or a number of other constructions that we've worked on. You could go even more and include craft. While I was running up the rotunda steps at 6 a.m. this morning, it started snowing, with small, delicate flakes drifting down to rest on the cold marble. I'm just trying to paint a scene using imagery to show you what I saw when it started snowing. That's your task. The more complex the sentence, the better, because the more complex the sentence, the more complex your thinking. So here's your stem. Maddie finds Chaney. How can you expand that thought. And that's it. Your task to read that first third of chapter 7 and then to do this STEM.